My name is Vedran Mazlik, and I was actually born in Sarajevo. But then during the conflict in the early 90s, I fled with my mum and brother to Germany, where we lived for a couple of years before migrating to Australia, almost 20 years ago now.
My name's Esin Sarıbatık. I was born in Turkey, and when I was 1.5, my family moved to Australia, where I lived for about 25 years.
And while in Australia, I obviously did my schooling there initially, and then did my university in political science, and also joined the military, which was a great passion of mine. And I spent the last 10 years as an army officer, which was a great privilege to lead some of the finest men and women in Australia. So many people actually ask me the question, how come you joined the army when you fled a war zone? And I guess the simple answer to that is, my father was here for 3.5 years on the front lines fighting, and through talking to him and the stories he's passed on to me, I've realised how important it is for a nation to actually have a stable defence force, but not to make war. And that's always been my thing. It's not to make war, but to help those most in need.
While I was finishing my psychology degree, I spent some time in Ghana on a Liberian refugee camp, and spent a lot of time with victims of genocide, of war crimes, really trying to help them rebuild their communities. And it was there that I started to recognise how important having a security force that helps the people, protects the people really was. And it was from there that once I finished my studies, I applied for the Australian Department of Defence and started working there as a civilian.
My last deployment to East Timor, I met this lovely lady. We were actually working together. She was kind of almost my boss, really, which made things a little bit interesting. But it was initially very much a friendship that we developed while on operations. And once we both returned back to Australia from operations, it developed into a real love story.
In 2012, I was deployed to East Timor as an advisor to the commander of the peacekeeping operations there, and Maz was there on deployment as an army officer. And it was actually only through him that I discovered about my roots to Sarajevo. Both my great-grandmothers are actually from Sarajevo.
So it seemed very fitting to choose Sarajevo, I guess for me as a comeback to Sarajevo, but in some small way a return for Esin as well, to see where her heritage, or part of her heritage, is from as well. And that's really why we chose to bring the sport of fitness, CrossFit, to Sarajevo.
I've met some of the warmest people, but speaking and digging a little deeper, it's quite confronting and sad to see some of their own experiences during the conflict in the 90s. And it was really through those conversations that made us really decide that we wanted to come here and establish something that united instead of divided people. At our CrossFit box, we have over 7 nationalities training. It's one of the few places where ethnicity, where religion, where your family, where you come from doesn't matter. And that really was our vision from the very beginning. I have to say we're proud to have gotten the venue to where it is, to bring some life back into a place that has such a great soul. To be in a stadium that was an Olympic venue stadium it's a fantastic spirit to be a part of, and it's nice to be part of something so historical. The renovation process was definitely a challenge. It took us about 6 months to get this place to the state it was in. We had a series of Flashback Friday photos, which are before and after photos of the venue, and you'll be amazed. Our members have been amazed at the process. We had a river, a creek flowing through the centre. We had a slime wall where the Olympic bars are now, and it was pretty much everything we replaced here, from the concrete, the ceilings, the walls, and thankfully we have no additional water features because there were many to start with.
Interesting, as I think in CrossFits all around the world, you don't need to advertise CrossFit because you can't explain to someone what CrossFit is. They have to come and try CrossFit to really experience it. And as it's renowned in the CrossFit community, it is your clients that become your billboard. And that's truly been the case for us, where we haven't really advertised, but more and more people are coming because somebody who's been with us for a month, they bring their sister, their brother, their best friend, and that's really helped create the community that CrossFit Sarajevo has become.
Ovdje sve izgleda kao familija, jedna velika familija.
I did the CrossFit since 3.5 years, so I'm really happy to do that, and I'm really happy to find them too. That's a pretty much amazing group.
In here, when they come into these walls, it doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter where they're from. It doesn't matter what language they speak. Because here, they've become part of this one community, and we all do what's on that board, and that's all that matters.
Sviđa mi što je svaki trening različit i na svakom treningu radimo kompletno tijelo. Zbog toga sam najviše upisao i sviđa mi se ovo 5 mjeseci sam tu i ekstra mi je, jedva čekam sljedeći dan i novi trening.
Također imamo pristup aplikaciji koja zove Beyond the Whiteboard, na kojoj možemo svaki dan ulogati naše rezultate i vidimo svoj progres nakon mjesec, nakon godinu i tako dalje.
We established CrossFit Sarajevo as a not-for-profit organisation because we really wanted to use the club to have a positive influence on the community around us. And we've tried to do that at every opportunity. For our open day, we used the event to sponsor some of our athletes to run the Sarajevo Marathon as well as the fun run. And we invited our members then back to the open day after the event to raise funds for a local charity, SOS Children's Village, who help orphan children in the community by providing them with shelter, education, school supplies and the like. And we're fortunate that our club was able to raise a fair bit of money in support of SOS Children's Village. Apart from that, we've been fortunate to have our sponsor Reebok. We're a Reebok endorsed affiliate who have helped us with supplies on our open days to provide to our members, supporting us with equipment and goods because it's difficult to come across CrossFit supplies here in Bosnia. We've also been involved with a local charity collecting gifts for children during the end of year Christmas period, and that was great to be able to donate 20 gift packs to local children as well as invite our members who really did us proud and donated a crate full of gifts to this campaign, which was fantastic. Our friends in Zagreb at the Zagreb Throwdown were nice enough to recognise our efforts and awarded us the Humanitarian of the Year award at the Zagreb Throwdown.
Vozim kamion, inače, znači posao mi je gdje se nigdje ne kreće. Bio sam usporen skroz, u CrossFitu mi je sve promijenilo, sve. Znači mogu se popeti na kamion, što je najosnovnije, imam kondiciju.
Bravo, 4-1, bravo, svaka čast.
now, 14 months later, when we sit back and look at what's happened and what we've created, we couldn't be happier, and all of it was worth it. When we see the gym now full, the music blaring and people jumping up and down and exercising and loving life and shaking hands, and that's what's made it all worth it. You know, people are getting better day by day, and the community is getting stronger and stronger.
In 14 months in Bosnia, I have lived and experienced more than I would have lived in a lifetime, I think, in Australia.